Well, as you may have heard from our last conversation, the Super Eagles of Nigeria last night recorded a high-fought 3-2 victory over the similarly named Carthage Eagles of Tunisia at the ongoing 35th Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. For that and the rest of yesterday's results, as well as the fixtures for today, we're now being joined by the man on ground, Arise sports correspondent, Aaron Akarijola. Good morning, Aaron.
How's it? A very good morning to you, Steve. And I want to say
good morning.
Good morning to you, OG. Always a pleasure to be here today. And I like that adjective you use, hard fought. Steve, it was looking like a blowout. Of course, first of all, let me start by saying that congratulations to the Super Eagles.
Congrats.
Because they have become the second team to have qualified for the round of 16 after Egypt punched their way through 2 days ago. So the Super Eagles qualifying. Yes, Steve, I can hear you.
Oh, yes. I mean, we just had Bukola Olopade in the studio, and of course, everybody is happy, everybody is excited. But nobody wants to predict how far the Super Eagles will be able to go. Egypt is there. Côte d'Ivoire, the defending champions, are there. South Africa, we don't know if they will qualify. What are you seeing on ground? And how far do you think that this Super Eagles can go as far as AFCON is concerned, given the fact that it is the only compensation we have that we're not going to the World Cup?
Steve, the players do understand this, and I must say that is at the back of their mind. And like you saw in the first half, because if you can actually see the highlights of the particular game, they played with a sense of purpose. They played with a sense of belonging. They solicited a sense of urgency in the first 70 minutes of the game. And it was evident in the fact that it was a massive blowout, literally a massive blowout, because the Super Eagles took a healthy 3-0 advantage going into the latter embers of the particular game. And it was unfortunate that it didn't pan out as such, because for some particular reason, and as it has always been with the Super Eagles, with the coach, and with this set of players, they kind of lose steam, lose concentration. But if I were to answer your question, Steve, everything about the Super Eagles
it appears
is the linchpin for this particular team. If we can get him scoring, if we can get him firing on all cylinders, then you can be sure that this team will make things happen. Yesterday, he opened the scoring, and he did it with so much bravado, and the Super Eagles went on to take advantage of that. 2 more goals came in, one from the captain of the side, talking about Wilfred Onyeyi, and not forgetting former Africa Footballer of the Year, Ademola Lookman, also uttered his name, having provided 2 assists for his teammates. So it was a comfortable game, and with what I have seen, provided Victor Osimhen is scoring, the Super Eagles will continue to win.
All right, provided Victor Osimhen is scoring. But we saw what happened during the run-off game, that he had to be pulled out, and then everything crumbled against the Congolese team. Are you saying that without Osimhen, it will be tough for Super Eagles, on a general note?
I will tell you, Steve, they will need to find another gear. They will need to find another source of inspiration. Because what Victor Osimhen does for the team, Victor Osimhen has become not just a linchpin, he's become a fulcrum of the team. Everything good that happens to the team passes through Victor Osimhen, because his energy, his ability to be able to fight for every ball, the fact that he shows quite a lot of audacity coming into every single game, means that the players draw inspiration from him. And the question is, if he's injured, what happens to him? You saw how things played out against DR Congo. A lot of analysts will tell you that as soon as Victor Osimhen was pulled out going into the second half, the Super Eagles literally crumbled, because the fear factor that Osimhen puts into the hearts of our defenders going into games will be lost if he's not playing. The coach will need to show that he can gaffer this team by finding another option because there are two players that I fear that if they get injured in this tournament, our tournament might seemingly be over. One is Victor Osimhen, and another is Alexander Iwobi, because we do not have replacements for both players because of what they bring to the table and because of what they bring to the game. Okay, for Iwobi is dexterity and how he's been able to move and carry that midfield. For Iwobi, the fact that he's just a massive tour de force when it comes to how he approaches the game, which is next to none.
All right, Aaron, so are you optimistic about our next match? And I also wanted to ask you about the general organization of the tournament there in Morocco.
The tournament has been exciting. It has had its ups, it has had its downs. But when it comes to the level of play, I must tell you, it's been simply exhilarating. This is what we want to see, high-stakes football. Because when you look at the results from yesterday, you would have seen that a game like Senegal against DR Congo, you remember DR Congo knocked out the Super Eagles for that final spot from the African continent, was a delight to watch. It ended 1 apiece. DR Congo took the lead and the Super Eagles came back. So you look at that, Uganda, because we are even having a Nigerian feature for Uganda, who scored the all-important goal against Tanzania that ended 1-1. Ikpeazu is his name. And when you hear Ikpeazu, you don't need a soothsayer to tell you that he's got roots enshrined here in Nigeria. So some of the results that actually came in, of course, the Super Eagles result was the biggest on the day, which was 3-2. But the likes of Mali, the likes of Uganda against Tanzania, you guys are Senegal against Congo, ended 1 apiece. And Mali themselves actually did themselves a massive favor by actually winning their game 1-0. So you look at the level of play, I must tell you, it is exciting to watch. And for the neutrals, they are glad that African football is always a delight to behold.
Fantastic, Aaron. Merci beaucoup. Do try and enjoy your time. I see that it's very cold in Morocco, but of course, discover Morocco.
Very cold.
Thank you, Aaron.